All right. Hello, hello, hello. And welcome to today's edition of Le Cheap Pop Podcast. As you can see, you can find us on Facebook. Go ahead and look for us there to keep up with all the show notes and everything like that. All right. As you guys know, we always open up the show with a little bit of hot topics. But first, let me ask you, how you doing there, Mr. Dave?
I'm okay. Doing all right.
Glad to hear. Glad to hear.
Yeah.
Mr. LFW will be LFW one more time. But this time, as usual, he has a really good reason.
He's figuring out our sick leave policy.
That's what he's doing. Yes. He's helping us work it out, right? By enacting it. There we go. All right. So real quick, we won't touch on this too much, but we will be touching on this a lot during the classroom tonight. But me and Rose Crider were talking a little bit about the Jake Paul Anthony Joshua fight last night. And let me just tell you this. Whether you enjoyed the fight or not, whether you like Jake Paul or hate Jake Paul, like Jake Paul or hate Jake Paul, Anthony Joshua, might have gotten arrested for what he did in that ring last night. So let me tell you this, though. The memes and the videos have been amazing. I've been laughing all day on Instagram, and as all the hot top creators put their take on what happened there. And it's just, The one guy that said it right. Jake Paul had zero business being in the ring with Anthony Joshua. So any quick thoughts before we move on to our first hot topic?
Nope. I'm actually hoping that the rumors are true that Logan Paul is going to step into the ring with Mr. Anthony Joshua to avenge his. Yeah.
Logan, don't do that.
Yeah.
He tried to take his chain and Logan almost got his ass beat by Anthony Joshua's trainer. These guys ain't gonna go soft on you like Floyd Mayweather, bro. Like Anthony Joshua don't give a shit about the money. He gonna get in there and show you what a boxer can do.
But still, even with the heels, we don't really like seeing them. We like seeing them get knocked down a peg, but we don't like see them when they get hurt, even with like what you said. So hopefully that got some sense knocked into Jake Paul.
Yeah, man.
All right. So
first subject up on our hot topics list is that's not it. There it is. New Terminator movie confirmed to break major franchise trend that only one sequel has failed to do.
Mm-hmm.
This trend is so innocuous, it's going to make you laugh when you hear what it is.
Yeah.
Basically, James Cameron is writing a new Terminator movie to continue the series.
Mm-hmm.
And this will be the first one outside of one other sequel to not feature Arnold Schwarzenegger or his Terminator character at all.
Yeah.
So that's the major franchise trend that only one sequel has failed to do.
Yeah, the trend of the Terminator franchise, not the trend in the history of sequels.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
I'm not going to rant, but I'm really tired of all the AI slop before we get to the meat of the article. You shouldn't have to, all the clickbaits crap. So anyway, but that's.
But so to me, it's no big deal. Like it's not like I could see it applying just on this soft tangent. I can see it applying to all sequels in this form words. Very rarely, and I wouldn't say it applies to all sequels like they all haven't done it, but because there's been a few of them out there that have. But in commonality, very rarely does a sequel happen not involving any of, or or not involving one of the main characters of the first movie.
Right.
Like Tokyo Drift kind of broke with that. But Dom's appearance, but here's the question that I would ask. does Dom's appearance at the end of Tokyo Drift negate that?
Yeah.
Because Dom does make an appearance at the very, very end, even though the entire movie has nothing to do with Dom and that family, Mia and Paul Walker and all them. At the end, Dom does make an appearance to race the new character that was introduced, that kid. So does that negate that at least one of the main characters even appeared in Tokyo Drift?
Yeah.
You know, so, but anyway, that would be the only way I could see it tying to all sequels. I agree with you. Yes, it's just breaking a Terminator franchise pattern that has only been done one other time.
Yeah, and bro, I know we were saying that the new setup allows us to go for 6 hours on YouTube now without having to break it up, but
well, again. Yeah. We can move through as patiently as we want to now instead of rushing through answers.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right. So next up in Hot Topics is going to be we only got one name in the banner, but we're actually talking about two or three different people.
Yeah.
And that is we're adding more names to our death book. We start with Gil Gerard, played as a major star in Buck Rogers in the 25th Century. Dies at the age of 82. I have a tendency, I mourn all death. Death is sad, always. But there's some deaths that I'm like, you lived 82 years. Or like when they're like 103-year-old grandma and passes away. Okay, like you were around from steam engines to HD TV. Like you've had a good life. You know.
And he had a long life. He had a lot of struggles, sadly, especially with, I believe that there was a struggle with alcohol. And most recently, he had, he passed away from his fight with cancer. So, that's what, what finally got him. So, long life does not necessarily equal happy life.
Right.
Because
that's true.
It's a lot in perspective, but this was.
Well, it depends on what his mentality was towards it. Because I know a lot of people who have been sick since they were children who have a completely positive attitude towards life and
he kept a positive attitude, but his co-star Aaron Gray gave an absolutely beautiful tribute to him. In there, they remained good friends throughout his life after Buck Rogers, and that's it's curse of us getting older is that we see our heroes pass away.
And I was just going to say that. I was going to say in chapter 135,000 of my childhood is slowly dying. We also, unfortunately, and I would say based on what happened to him before his time, lost a gentleman who I can name movie after movie after movie that he's attached to that impacted my childhood, from The Princess Bride, I'm drawing. What's ironic is I'm drawing a blank outside of The Princess Bride of his movie Stand By Me,
The American President.
Yeah,
When Harry Met Sally.
Yep. Losing Rob Reiner was just wow.
Yeah,
that
was very hard to take, not just for the impact, for the circumstances of him and his wife passing. Very tragic, very sad, and just tributes coming from all in. There's actually, I saw there was a really powerful clip from All in the Family that happened where, All in the Family, Rob Reiner as Meathead, 1970s. And Edith, the mom,
Mm.
she is struggling with losing her faith in God after a friend of hers who was gay was killed by a bigoted mob.
Yeah.
I mean, that it was extremely powerful, great moments in acting from both Rob Reiner and Gene Stapleton. Just absolutely powerful that shows how great he was, um, both in front of the camera and behind the camera. I mean, his work speaks for itself. And yeah, this isn't just part of our childhood. This is a part of, I don't use this often, but this was losing a part of human culture
Yeah. Very much so.
in there. So
I
yeah,
can definitely
and
say this.
mhm.
If you consider yourself a filmista, I think is what they call them, the people who
Mhm.
they're like foodies, they're like people who obsess over, knowing all the
Yeah,
details. Then there's no way that there's not at least 2 or 3 Rob Reiner movies in your top 5 or 10, of all time. And that's just how impactful that was. Like I was watching a video on it the other day where they were talking about movies like The Princess Bride and the staying power that those types of movies have. That generation after generation after generation love those movies, and can
yeah.
identify with characters and moments and so on and so forth in the movie. He showed a clip of when I'm trying to remember the actor's name, the short guy, the bald guy, the poison guy, but him. I forget the name of the actor, but he's like,
Peter Dinklage,
is it? No, not Peter Dinklage, not that.
Vern Troyer.
In the Vern, I think it was in the
Oh wait,
Princess Bride.
oh no, no,
He's the
no, he
guy.
wasn't there. No, Vizzini.
Yeah,
That's Wallace
the guy.
Shawn. Wallace
Yeah,
Shawn.
Wallace Shawn. But where he goes inconceivable, and Inigo Montoya turns around and goes, I don't think that word means what you think it means. Like, and it's just like I find myself saying that to people all the time today. And
Yep.
I hear it in an Inigo Montoya voice in my head whenever I'm thinking about saying it.
Yeah. And yeah,
But yeah,
well, Mandy Patinkin also has a great tribute to his friend. There is a great story out of The Princess Bride involving Mandy and Inigo, and that whole final scene. So I don't want to take up another 5 minutes with it though. So,
yeah,
um, but yeah, rest in peace, Rob Reiner. May your memory be a blessing to the family.
yeah. There you go. And you have one more for us.
Yes, and sadly, this just coming in today, someone taken from us way, way too soon. James Ransom, um, who was on The Wire and played Eddie, adult Eddie in It Chapter 2, passed away at age 46.
Oh,
Yep. And that actually happened on Friday. The coroner has ruled it suicide. Yeah, he played Ziggy Sobotka on season 2 of The Wire.
wow.
So
Just people dropping left and right. Like, it's not
yeah,
funny. It's sad, but it's just
yeah,
like, wow.
it life is hard.
Like, my mom said she didn't start feeling old because of celebrity deaths, until the celebrities that were dying were around her age.
Yeah,
Then she started like realizing, like, when she was in her late 60s and she started hearing about, like, people that were in their 60s that were TV stars when she was younger, like passing away. Then she's like, now I'm starting to feel old. But she said,
yeah,
but I'm like, I already feel old watching all these people from my childhood pass away. that were prominent figures in our childhood. All right. That will do it for us for Hot Topics. Like I said, one of these days I'm going to have to actually come up with an intro for Hot Topics. But that will take us into our lovely next segment, which is... Pop Culture Corner. All right. So, in our covering of the ever-changing drama that is Netflix's purchase of Warner Brothers Discovery, well, Warner Brothers, the Warner Brothers arm of Warner Brothers Discovery, we now have new news that Paramount's hostile takeover that we talked about last week is dead, as Jared Kushner's financial group has pulled out, and the WB board will formally reject the offer.
Jared Kushner's financial group basically being a business euphemism for the Saudi royal family. That
they can still make a bid on the Discovery part, though, right? Which includes CNN and TNN and TBS.
We don't know yet. We don't know because I don't know what I haven't seen the actual, or I don't think anyone has reported the actual terms of what Netflix is buying it in whole, or if they're only buying part of it.
Well, the what I heard, what I read about when we did the initial reporting about Netflix buying, was that Netflix is just basically buying the movie and some of the streaming on.
Right, that's what.
And then hold on, and then that the Discovery branch was going to break off into its own thing that includes the Discovery Channel, CNN, TBS, TNT, all of the cable channels and all that, because Netflix wasn't interested in that part. So they're buying the WB Warner Brothers Discovery, but they're just buying the Warner Brothers part.
Yeah.
But the Discovery part, that's why I said, like, that's why also this hostile takeover made no sense to me, because the article was saying that, like, all the TV channels, if that's what they were really after, like, why not just try to buy the Discovery aspect of it that's separating from Warner Brothers as it is. Right,
and that's the thing. It all depends on what Netflix is buying, what they want, and what they are willing to break off in the sale. Disney did not buy all of Fox Media Group because the terms of the deal morphed to where they're just buying Fox Studios, whereas Fox, and also I can't remember if Fox Sports was part of the deal or not. I think it wasn't part of the deal. It was Fox Sports and Fox News that remained separate of Disney buying Fox.
And see, yeah. So I like I said, as far as they said in those first few articles with the Netflix buy, Netflix only wants the movie in production.
Right. So there's still a very good chance that they're going to spin off the non-media aspects of Warner Brothers Discovery to what Paramount wants.
It was just like that rumor that came out right when they bought it, that Netflix was going to get rid of HBO Max, and Netflix had to come out and immediately say, like, no, as of right now, there are no plans to eliminate HBO Max as a streaming service. Like, I think at worst, what you'll see is exactly what I said before, exactly what happened with the Disney Hulu merger.
Yeah.
You didn't lose Hulu. Hulu still exists as an app. It still functions and everything. It's just now, if you have Disney Plus, you also have the on-demand library of Hulu through your Disney Plus app.
Right.
So yeah, I could see them doing something similar with Netflix and HBO Max. Like, yeah, HBO Max is still an app. You can still go pay $16.99 and go have HBO Max. or you can pay $24.99 for Netflix and have a little logo that you can go to that says HBO Max, and all the HBO Max content is there.
Yep.
You know, and so, but anyway, yeah, we'll see what happens with it. But as of right now, their bid to do a hostile takeover and usurp Netflix has failed.
Yes.
So here's a little one for you to kind of fill us in on, sir. Or here's one for you to fill us in on, and that is Todd Howard says Fallout 5 will be existing in a world where the stories and events of the show happen or are happening. Why is this?
Okay, so first of all, Fallout Season 2 is live on Amazon Prime Video. Go check it out. It's back and just fantastic. But now, I've learned my lesson with Bethesda, and I am living by the quote, by the maxim of trust nothing that Todd Howard says until you see it for your own eyes. Now,
okay, fair enough.
I am leaning into this is going to be a strong possibility given the interconnection with the ghoul showing up in Fallout 76.
Yeah.
In there. So basically what they're saying is that Fallout 5 will be deeply tied to the show.
Okay.
So they're trying to get some synergy with the show going directly rather than coincidentally.
Right.
So
rather than the fact that it just exists, it being connected because they're both part of Fallout.
Right. I do. We'll see how it goes. How season 2 and season 3 go for Fallout, which I think that they're just going to go just fine. But and we'll see if this can do what I can't remember. There was back in the aughts, there was an Defiance. That was it. Defiance was a TV and video game franchise where the two existed in the same universe. The video game was set in the San Francisco Bay Area, whereas the TV show was set in the middle of the U.S., Kansas somewhere, about an alien invasion. Not necessarily invasion, but I can't remember all the details. But yeah, it was an invasion. And so it was resistance of humans and some of the aliens fighting off and trying to kick out the Overlord aliens.
Okay.
So, yeah. So that unfortunately failed. It's a great idea, but we'll see if that synergy can create, because that'd be very interesting for a lot of franchises as we're getting into the adaptation phase of video games in media.
Into live.
Yeah, we're getting much deeper into that phase now, where it's not just Bob Hoskins' Super Mario Brothers.
That movie is very underrated. I understand it is not Oscar worthy. It's not going to blow your mind or make you think, but I thought it was very well done considering what they had to work with as far as practical effects, so on and so forth. That movie is very underrated. But anyway, It's just like a movie called what's that movie called? It's not Rad. Rad was the other one. Oh my God, I can't think of the name of the movie, but I just remember there was these kids and they were roller skating down this hill called Death's Curve or something like that. And like it's just this random kid. Seth Green is in it. I can't remember the name of the movie, but anyway, we'll move forward. And speaking of movies, you dropped a trailer in the group chat for The Muppet Show coming to Disney Plus.
Yes. Now, this is not a revival of The Muppet Show. This is a one-off special that Seth Rogen is involved with that will be on Disney Plus on February 4th. It's a 50th anniversary celebration episode. Okay. Yeah, how's that for feeling older?
Yeah. Feeling that just tells me I am old. That's all it does. It just tells me I am old. But that's okay.
Yeah, so we're getting the Muppet Show back for one night.
That's awesome.
We'll see if it does well. We'll see if Disney wants to kind of push forward with. We'll see if the unaltered formula for the Muppet Show can still work in there, because we've tried getting the Muppets back in there with various levels of success because they tried to modernize it. Muppets Tonight. I can't remember what the other one was, where instead of the old vaudeville theater, they're on like network shows and, trying to navigate modern Hollywood. I remember there was a clip of Fozzie driving a car and, talking about how hard love life is in Los Angeles, where he put out an ad for Bear Seeking Love. And I did not expect the responses I got. But that, like I said, it's sometimes modernization does not work because, as there's been observations, the key to the Muppets is that they're not very good at their jobs.
They're not. Yes, that's the whole thing about it.
But they still keep trying. They still keep pushing forward. They still keep pushing for the dream. And I think that is what the best adaptation of the Muppet Show format. The Muppet movie. That's the key in the essence in there. Right. So I'm and the what was the it wasn't Jason Sudeikis, but the more recent Muppet movie, the one that's just
Jason
called
Segel.
The Muppet. What?
Was it Jason Segel?
Jason Segel, yeah.
Yeah, the guy from How I Met Your Mother.
Yeah. So I think that was great because that got back to going back to the vaudeville.
Right.
It was also extremely meta, but okay. Yeah, I just chastised you for rambling on and pushing our 6-hour time limit, and now I'm doing the same thing. This is why we need strictly enforced time limits.
No, it's actually okay this time around. Like I said, now we have the free time. The reason why we were crunched before and pushed for shorter talk times was more so because we didn't. Well, like I said, we needed to get in under that 2. We don't need to get in under that 2. So if we stretch out to 2:15, 2:30, that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. I just don't want to be still going when I should be doing the classroom at 6 o'clock. Anyway. All right. So for the next movie that you told us about, I had to go do a little bit of research on this.
Yeah.
We're going to watch a little bit of the trailer of this movie, which is called Disclosure.
Disclosure Day.
Disclosure Day. The official log line for the sci-fi thriller asks, according to People magazine, people.com, if you found out where we weren't alone, if someone showed you, proved it to you, would that frighten you? I'm assuming they're talking about aliens.
Yes.
Though the exact plot details have been kept under wraps, the synopsis concludes by teasing what is to come. This summer, the truth belongs to 7 billion people. We are coming close to disclosure day. Hey, that could have been a tagline for releasing the Epstein files. Anyway.
Yeah, but big news. First of all, this is Steven Spielberg involved in this. I believe that he wrote, in addition to producing, he wrote the story for this. It's directed by someone else. Let me pull that up. Okay. Okay. It is coming this summer. No, Steven Spielberg directed and wrote it with David Cope. So now this is not. This is Steven Spielberg getting back to his first love of alien contact with humanity.
Right.
Okay, E.T. But he's getting back to the semi-darker, menacing alien contact, because we don't know what the hell is going on, what the aliens are doing. And this is a really dark trailer where this meteorologist on the nightly news, right in the middle, she looks like she's going through not just a fit, but she's actually possessed.
Yeah.
And she's speaking in this, like, what I call as alien Sosha, because it's got the clicks and the gut and the throat rumblings and stuff like that, but it sounds like it's been through a synthesizer. You know, the predator clicks, shall we say?
Hey, hold up. What's up, Tech Tinkers?
Hey, Tech.
What you're talking about there. And what's up, Po Politicking? Thanks for joining us, y'all. Sorry, didn't have the comments up at the time, but welcome to the show, guys.
Yeah. So that trailer is out on YouTube, and definitely check it out. This is Steven Spielberg, not just getting back to his basics, but pushing in more action than he had, and a lot more. I mean, what the hell? Because I mean, there's like this grand, in the trailer, there's this grand elk that this girl wakes up, and there's this I mean, you remember Poltergeist, where the kid wakes up and the tree tapping and everything like that. So this girl wakes up, and there's this huge elk, full size rack of antlers standing in her bedroom, in her home.
Oh my goodness.
And then this red cardinal or red bird that has been on and off throughout the teaser shows up and flies and lands on the elk's antlers. And there's like bits earlier in the trailer of this man and woman in this cabin looking out through the front window of their cabin out into the field, and there is a herd of elk out in the field, and the redbird also shows up in there. So it's definitely going to be interesting, and what's going on, we'll see.
We'll see. All right, so the next one is one that's Diamond files to convert their bankruptcy to Chapter 7. Is there a reason for this? What did they originally file?
I believe they filed. Yeah, they were filed under Chapter 11.
11. Okay.
And now they're going to Chapter 7.
It says for the last few months it's been inevitable. Yeah. So on Friday they made an official filing motion to move into Chapter 7 instead of reorganizing under a Chapter 11. Chapter 7 means liquidation of all remaining assets.
Right. Chapter 11 means that, okay, we're bankrupt. Here's how we're going to get out of it. Here's how we are restructuring the company to eliminate debt and overhead and that. But Chapter 7 means that, we have no way forward. So they're going to liquidate everything. They're selling everything.
Do what they can and walk away.
Yep. Okay, so so they were trying to get the auction going, but it's not really happening. So they basically the bill for Diamond pre-auction was $12 million. And Diamond basically took out a loan from JP Morgan prior to the auction. And so blocking the auction that the creators rightfully did, because they weren't going to see any return on the inventory that they sent to Diamond, on commission. So Chase basically came back and said, you guys have no way forward in a reasonable time period to pay us back, so we're calling the loan due.
Hey, well, that's what happens when you bury yourself like that.
Yep.
So let's see. Next up is James Gunn has finally found his Brainiac for
the
Man of Tomorrow movie, and it is Lars Ettinger. Let's see.
So,
first time the Brainiac, a very popular Superman villain in the comics next to Lex, will appear on the big screen. The character is created by Otto Bender, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
He's smart android. I still, to me, I'm sorry, I've said it before and I'll say it again. To me, the best version of Brainiac that I've ever seen is the Brainiac on Supergirl.
Yeah.
Like as far as live action, like that dude was awesome.
Yeah.
But we'll see. Lars Ettinger has the role set before him. We'll see what happens.
Which he has been in movies such as Clouds of Sils Maria, Personal Shopper, Jay Kelly, and White Noise. He was nominated last year for European Actor at the European Film Awards for the movie Dying. Okay, so we will see. And in other Superman news, there's rumors that some, in addition to the delicious tears of Snyder bots, we're learning that there's still a bit of a disconnect in that there are some fans who are hoping that moving forward, James Gunn's going to ditch the Superman was sent as a conqueror storyline from the movie that we got in that reveal at the end, where he listens to the uncorrupted message of his family. Yeah. So there's a growing number of fans that no, we don't want that happening. No, turn it back to Krypton was doomed. And there's an equal number of fans who are saying no, keep it like that. That's a very fun, interesting, logical twist.
Right.
Or as I have termed it, keep Krypton fascist. Because that is a good explanation and allegory for exactly what happened to Krypton. Where, the truth was buried under political convenience, and all the lies, all the social order, and everything. No, I think that this is a reasonable updating to the allegory of Krypton.
Very much so. Very much
Yep.
so. All right. So next up, what we have here is a lovely trailer.
Yes.
For a movie titled
The Sheep Detectives. Not the Cheap
If
Detective, which is a fantastic pulp noir detective spoof starring Peter Falk. Highly recommend that. But The Sheep Detectives. Okay, so this
evidently it involves Hugh Jackman and Emma Thompson and Patrick Stewart. I thought Patrick Stewart already played his last role.
The list of actors that I am pulling up. Okay, so
Did that sheep just get up and start talking?
Yes. Okay, so Hugh Jackman is playing a shepherd named George who lives out in rural England, as one does, who tends to his flock and every night reads them a bedtime story because he loves them so much. And those stories tend to be British crime novels like Agatha Christie in there. And so he's been reading them. And then one day, George is murdered. Okay. And the sheep start freaking out and trying to figure out what to do. And then it's like, we have to solve, George's murder. Okay, awesome. Okay, listen to this lineup, okay, of people who are going to be live and also vocal, just providing voices. Emma Thompson, Hugh Jackman as the shepherd, Regina Hall, Bryan Cranston, Julie Louis-Dreyfus, Nicholas Galitzine, Bella Ramsey, Patrick Stewart, Brett Goldstein, Rhys Darby, Chris O'Dowd.
Wow.
Yep.
Good Lord. You are a star. Please enter here.
Yes. So this is, it follows the wonderful tradition of British ensemble mystery films.
Okay.
So
like Knives Out.
Like Knives Out, like basically every Agatha Christie, Miss Marple and Hercule Poirot film and adaptation. So yeah, and this is based off of a book that I was unaware of called 3 Bags Full. So.
All right. So all right. So next up and final subject of Pop Culture Corner, we are going to talk about WB confirms plans to stream DC's first real TV series for free. There's just one catch. Well, the TV series they're talking about, we raved about here when it came out because it was really good. I actually just recommended it to Swab. Is Creature Commandos.
Oh yeah,
series that aired on HBO Max. Now DC announced on Threads, the Instagram Twitter knockoff thing. The official DC account announced that the entire first season of Creature Commandos will stream for free on YouTube next week. The show can be watched on DC's YouTube channel. There will be 2 marathons. The first takes place December 22nd from 1 to 7, while the second happens on December 23rd from 3 to 9. As fans can probably tell from this, the catch is that it's all live. So you will not be able to queue up the episodes on demand. It's just one big live stream that they're doing where they're airing the first full season twice of Creature Commandos. So if you haven't seen it, and you got 6 hours to spare on either the 22nd or the 23rd, I would suggest you go watch it because it's good.
Right. So, I mean, fantastic, epic cartoon series, animated series. And actually, a little bit of news to wrap up. Netflix just announced that in, I believe it's February or March, their longtime, staple, She-Ra and the Princesses of Power will be vaulted in, it'll be no longer streaming via Netflix. So I highly, highly recommend this show, especially if you are a girl dad, girl parent. Fantastic show that just embraces diversity of, that the heroines, they come in all shapes, sizes, ages, colors, interests, and it's great for it's also great for guys as well, because it's extremely well written, very smart, very intelligent. This is not the Filmation He-Man and She-Ra. This is a very self-aware, very message-oriented, purpose-oriented story that is an epic 5 seasons. Yeah, and so go check it out on Netflix until the end of February or March, I believe.
So you got a couple of months.
Yep.
Yeah, recommended by the Cheap Pop Podcast. There you go. Well, Roomscribe specifically, but Cheap Pop.
Yeah, me specifically. Yeah.
All right. So, as y'all know, this is about the time when we go ahead and take a quick break. So stick with us through it. We're just gonna, as wrestling fans would say, we're gonna shove some promos down your throat for about 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
But I promise you, it's the only promos you'll really see outside of us talking about what we do outside of here at the end of the show. So, all right. So this is the Cheap Pop Podcast. Hopefully, we'll have the Saint at some point if he's doing better. If not, then me and Roomscribe here will run through the rest of the running sheet after the break.
Yep. Okay.
Talk some wrestling, some wrestling, and some video game talk. We got some good ones, so stick around. This is the Cheap Pop Podcast. Peace.
We back at it. Yep, we still doing it. Poetic beat. First GenXers. Gia. Let's get it, y'all. Come on. We back in the building. It's been a long time cooking in the soup kitchen. And I'm chilling with the Saint. Dropping these beats, won't stop, nope, I can't. Let me get up in the lab, turn it up. Game on with the first GenXers. What's up? Let's flip on the switch or the Xbox and get up in my zone, I'm clowning. Let me clear my throat for a minute. Shout out to my folks while I'm in it. It ain't nothing but love, it's babe business. I really don't know what's so who ain't feeling this. And this is only the beginning. Now versus then, this is something for the chillin'. Poetic got the joints like McDonald's. I'm loving it. It's the first gen. We're now rocking with Poetic Beats. This is the first GenXers production. Get your PlayStations out. Get your Xbox out. Get your Switch out. Let's get it in, y'all. Holla back.
of the struggle. I ain't even giving up on whatever I wanted. The tragedies I've seen, I can't even stomach. Most of y'all weak as shit and would've started running. Every time I make it back to the crib, I'm thankful the Most High let me see all of it. Grateful I'm lovely, and I'm being real with this. Please don't judge me. I'ma stay on my shit. I'ma keep it.
You getting on my nerves. You getting on my nerves. Gang, gang, bitch. You getting on my nerves. Gang, gang, bitch. You getting on my nerves. Get your titty, get your titty, get your titty on. Gang, gang, bitch. Get your titty, get your titty, get your titty on. I said what I said. No, please don't tell on me. No, please don't tell the police. Gang, gang, you getting on my nerves. She getting on my nerves.
All right. All right. So I'll just kick us off while we're waiting for our brother Dave, our brother Roomscar to get back to the computer. There he is.
Hey.
All right.
Oh.
There we go. All right. So I hope you guys enjoyed that quick promo break, paid attention to and wrote down, all the proper information to know where and when to find us here on the first GenXers broadcast network.
You bet.
Scan the QR code, you get taken to 2KK2network.com for everything WBD double. Now, we jump into the wrestling aspect of the show.
Pro wrestling, yep.
Yep. We're going to kick it off a little bit with Monday Night Raw. There was no pay-per-view this week.
Okay.
So it was just Raw and SmackDown, and we got a couple of other topics to talk about.
Yeah. I'm going to go camera off for a little bit. I got a little sugar stuff to munch on. So nobody wants to see me eating. But I will still be online and commenting.
Okay. Well, so Monday Night Raw was just kind of a continuation of all the storylines involving the Vision, and now Triple H pushing the tag team division. So we had, it was in Hershey, Pennsylvania, it says.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see, we kicked off with Gunther. And I don't understand why everybody's like all tripped out and saying that Gunther didn't get a good response. I heard a lot of boos. I heard people booing and not.
I was hearing more boos than cheers. You know, lots of "you suck,"
Yeah.
you know, I'm surprised that they haven't taken up the asshole chant yet.
Yeah.
You know, the Rocky Horror asshole.
And it kind of, I will say this. I don't blame Gunther for this. I blame the crowd for this. It took the crowd a while to really get into the segment. Like, that's why you had Gunther kind of like walking away, smiling, you know what I'm saying, going back to the ring and talking more shit and then coming back. At first, it looked to me like he was going, they were waiting for the baby face to come out, you know, to get in his face. And it just never happened. And I was like, that must have been them just trying to draw extra heat, like more heat. Being that it wasn't that he didn't get a good pop, the crowd just didn't warm up to we hate this guy as quickly as we would like.
Right.
Let me see.
And that's, you know, one of the problems with Gunther is that now the WWE has positioned him. He is the legend killer for the rest of his career.
Right.
Okay, after
We
Goldberg.
can't use that moniker because I believe it belongs to Randy Orton, but yeah.
Right.
He's on that same trajectory.
Yeah, he's on that same trajectory. But you're going to have, here, just take a pause in my munchies. So you actually have a smiling face talking to you. But he is set up to be the go-to person for the final match for way too many stars that are going to be retiring in the next 5 to 10 years.
Right.
We already know AJ Styles is going next year.
Right.
So he's going to get taken down by Gunther now. Okay. CM Punk has a couple more years left in him. Roman Reigns, who knows how much longer he's going to be around for.
Depends on that schedule. Roman Reigns could probably go another 5 years, only working like 90 dates a year.
Yeah.
But I feel what you're saying.
Yeah. Randy Orton.
Yeah.
Hell, Rey Mysterio himself.
I'll be honest with you. I genuinely think it's going to be Dominic that retires Rey. And I believe that's going to be
I want, that is what I want.
Yeah.
A final battle for the Mysterio name.
So, but you had that. We also had a return of CM Punk since War Games. And the big thing that really came out of Raw before getting to the matches was the reveal of the Masked Man. And here's what's funny is despite being right after my first discussion of it, when the Masked Guy attacked at Survivor Series a couple months ago, that it was indeed
last month.
Yeah, it was indeed Austin Theory. I almost double juked myself at him when it showed him with the mask on and he had taken his hoodie off and he just had the eyes and he's looking and his eyes are almost bulging out of his head. I genuinely convinced myself. I was like, oh, that's the Miz. I was like, that's the Miz. And then he took off the mask and it was Austin Theory. I was like, oh, I almost just juked myself out of being right. Like I was right the first time it was Austin Theory.
Yeah. And the reception to that has been very meh.
Yeah, I can say that.
The most common thing is like, you know, who's that masked man? Justin Timberlake.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think it was WWE. I think their creative team got a little too creative. I think they're like, they knew Austin Theory wasn't a well-liked character, so he wasn't going to get a big cheer. They knew that. But I think they figured by setting him up to be the Masked Man who ruined CM Punk's, War Games and so on and so forth and all that, was going to get him heat, kind of like Gunther beating Cena. Was gonna get.
Which, let's face it, Gunther didn't need the heat from beating Cena.
Yeah.
But
he already drew enough heat from beating everybody's Heat hero and Jey Uso. But
yeah,
I also think Gunther is the only one that can pull off the proper attitude. Because I'll use a prime example of when Baron Corbin beat Kurt Angle. Like, he talked about it 50 million times after he retired Kurt Angle. Yeah. It just never felt like he, like, you know what I'm saying, like it was believable. Yeah. Even though I watched it happen, it just never felt from him like Gunther. Yeah.
Now, okay. Now there are ways that I think that they can work Austin Theory to generate more heat.
Yeah.
Okay. To where I think it's something good for Paul Heyman to bring Austin Theory in and turn this into a palace coup situation while Seth Rollins is on the mend.
Yeah.
And so when Seth Rollins gets back, he's got a pre-built kick-ass and clean house storyline waiting for him.
Right. Well, yeah, like I agree with everybody that if the timetable is right about Seth's shoulder surgery and everything, and he's probably going to be back shortly before WrestleMania, I think you definitely, like, what's going to tell me whether or not I'm right about this storyline is what happens on January 5th. Braun Breaker beats CM Punk either on January 5th, or they have a rematch at Royal Rumble and he beats him there and becomes the World Heavyweight Champion. Then I think we're going to see Seth come back by Mania. Yep. Because at that point, it's going to be Seth Rollins versus Braun Breaker for the World Heavyweight Championship. Who's going to win? I don't know, but I know that will be the matchup. So also in actual matches, Logan Paul defeated Rey Mysterio after interference from the Masked Assailant, who revealed himself to be Austin Theory.
Yeah.
The Usos defeated or faced off against the New Day and defeated Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods after they hit the 1D on them. Jimmy and Jay still got it in the ring. The one thing I will say I noticed was different was that when they hit the 1D, very rarely was Jimmy the one they hit the cutter part of it. It's almost always Jay, and Jimmy's lifting him up. Just like in whatchamacallit, it was almost always Bubba Ray who hit the cutter, and while D-Bon lifted him up in open tape. I like the match in general. I genuinely think that what they're going to try, the reason why they put the Usos back together is they're right. Jay's going to turn heel, but they're going to try to use that to launch Big Jimmy into a singles run. Just like they used the Bloodline storyline to launch Jay into his singles run. This Usos reunited storyline as a way to launch Jimmy into his own solo career.
Yep.
Solo run. The Women's World Championship, Stephanie Becker and Raquel Rodriguez, that match ended in a DQ or no contest as Nikki Bella returned and attacked both of them, reminding them that they forgot who they're dealing with.
Yep.
Miss Bella, Miss Garcia, whatever you call her. And yeah. So I'm thinking we're heading toward a triple threat or possibly more for the Women's World Championship.
WrestleMania.
Maybe WrestleMania, maybe Royal Rumble. Could be as soon as Royal Rumble. Depends on how quickly they set it up. I believe there will be no live Raw next week. But Raw, I believe, will be. I believe they pre-recorded this week's Raw.
Okay.
After last week. And then next week, and then they come back on January 5th.
Yeah.
And then last week,
the 1 anniversary spectacular.
Yep, the Netflix spectacular. Women's Intercontinental title, Maxine Dupree did retain, defending it against Ivy Nile and winning.
And great match for both ladies.
Yep. Big time.
Yeah, Ivy lost the dreads, so.
Yeah, that was interesting. Interesting.
But, or the box braids, I should say, not dreads.
Yeah.
But that gets me to another point. Okay, we saw the Creed brothers escorting Ivy backstage. So where the hell is
Chad Gable?
Chad Gable? Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. He's been gone for months. There's a reason why, but I don't know what it is.
Right. And I did getting back to the whole Masked Man thing. I think that what could work really well is turning the Masked Man bit into like the El Grande Americano bit that they did, where there can be more than one Masked Man. So Austin Theory's just shown that he's the Masked Man, but it'd be great if someone else did a Masked Man run-in while Austin Theory was having a match.
That could be an interesting switch.
Because,
to answer your question, Chad Gable is currently recovering from shoulder surgery or a rotator cuff injury he sustained in mid-2025.
Yeah. Okay.
So he was reportedly at the WWE in late 2025 for rehab, signaling the upcoming return to television. He was last seen as the masked character of Grande Americana before the injury, a gimmick now being used by Ludwig Kaiser.
Yep. And whoever Ryo and Bravo are. And that actually brings us up to another. Who is it that's taking on Dragon Lee? No, it's not Dragon Lee.
No,
who is it?
Not West. Not Leon Slater. Javon Evans.
Javon Evans, yeah, against which will be tomorrow night's Raw.
Yeah, I believe tomorrow night's Raw. I believe he said next week. Yeah. So that should get interesting because that boy can go. He like I said, that match between him and Leon Slater and AJ Styles and Dragon Lee was. If you like high spots, that was the match right there.
Yeah,
it was just high spot after high spot after high spot after high spot. And I loved every minute of it. I love seeing that every now and then. And pardon me, I'm going to alienate the AEW fans in our viewership. I do apologize, but I don't want to see it every match. Like every match on the card can't be high spot after high spot after high spot after high spot. One match on the card like that, maybe two. Good. But when the whole entire card is that, even the singles matches, it turns me off. Like I said, if everything is spectacular, then nothing is spectacular. It kind of loses the value. But anyway, so now we move on to a Friday night SmackDown, baby. Yeah. I got to watch most of it. It looks like the only thing I missed was the main event because I saw everything through the Dragunov and Carmelo Hayes match.
Did you catch Cody's promo with Nick Aldis?
Yes. He's like, you work for me.
Yeah. I think you forget who you're talking to here.
Nah, the video that they played before that is what got me.
Yeah.
Drew McIntyre, you let him come to my home. He's like, Merry Christmas. Oh, that was great. That was cinematic television, man, at its best right there.
Yep. I actually, Drew McIntyre did this on his social media, posted a video of where he took this kid to a sort of like some warehouse thing where they project, augmented reality. They put the screens, up there so the kids can, like it's Toyland in there. And my response was like, dude, you forced a kid to go to that crap Willy Wonka experience in Glasgow? That is literally the most evil heel thing ever in the history of pro wrestling.
That's hilarious. Drew McIntyre, I can give him this. Drew McIntyre is going to have a career in acting after he gets done with.
Yeah.
With
I think I agree on that. So,
Uh,
but yeah, I do like the build up to the Cody Drew. You know, more heat,
Yeah.
more heat, more heat. It doesn't need it, but I like it.
'cause I think that might be what we're getting in like Royal Rumble or potentially Elimination Chamber will be with Cody versus whatchamacallit.
Versus Drew, yeah.
Versus Drew.
Like I said, it doesn't need more heat.
Yeah.
But it's like crystal sauce. You know,
Right.
there's the level that you need for the spice, and then you just keep shaking more on, and it's still good.
And it's still good. All right. Let's see. Dragunov and Carmelo Hayes beat beat DIY. I was in the middle of watching that match when we started the show.
Right. Okay.
That was a pretty amazing match. You had Nia Jackson, Last Legend, defeat the Kabuki Warriors, now entering themselves into the tag team championship picture right before Rhea Ripley and Io Sky have their championship match on January 5th, Monday.
Right.
Julia defeated Alba Fire in her quest to gain back the U.S. championship after losing it to Chelsea Green. One of my favorite intros in all of wrestling, man, I tell you. We are back on the Damian Priest and Aleister Black train.
Yep.
As,
don't we have a mixed tag singles coming up for either it's Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley against
that was last week.
That was last week. Okay.
That was last week on SmackDown, and Mommy pinned Zelina Vega, as you would expect, considering like Selena Vega is like 4'11", 5'1", and Mommy is like 5'11". So but Aleister Black came out and attacked Damian Priest this week after Damian Priest was declaring, the big declaring speech that this feud is behind me, and out comes Zelina Vega and Aleister Black to attack him and end up putting him through a table. So I guess the whole Aleister Black Damian Priest thing is not quite over yet.
No, they need something to replace. They need something to replace the Karrion Kross, Sami Zayn.
That will work. All right. Last up, we had the main event. Didn't get to watch it, but I know the results. The Wyatt Six ends up retaining their tag team championships as a brawl between the Wyatt Six and the MFTs broke out at ringside and disqualifying everybody. So let me say this. I'm down for this match whenever it actually does happen. I am completely down for it. But this should have been this should have been what the men's War Games was wrapped around.
Yeah. I don't argue, or even better, let the heat stew for a little bit and turn that into one of the next PLEs.
Yep, that could be a 5-on-5 or a Hell in a Cell with all 10 of them in there just beating the snot out of each other. But so I don't know. Like I said, I'm down for it, but I'm down for what I'm seeing, but they're going to do this. Like I said, it should have just been a War Games match. Only problem is you would have to sub out one of the people on Solo's team for a female to make it fair, because you can't have Nikki Cross in the War Games getting her ass beat by 5 dudes like that.
Yeah, but apparently, not to spoil the match, there's a point where one of the big guys on the Wyatt Six uses Nikki Cross as a projectile.
yes, Eric Rowan. Yeah, I saw that part of it. Part of the match. I actually tuned in late. It's like, all right, we talked about Cody Rhodes and Nick Aldis, following Rhodes' recent home invasion of Drew McIntyre. Aldis warned Rhodes that he would be stripped of the title if he touches McIntyre before their official match. Rhodes responds with an egotistical promo telling Aldis, "You work for me."
Yeah.
Jay Cargill and Michin had another face off in the back, but oh good lord, I guess Meacham beat the shit out of Jay Cargill with a kendo stick, so that was fun.
Yeah.
And then The Miz went to Nick Aldis to demand a match with Joe Hendry, but he refused to let Aldis or himself use the name. He was like, "He who shall not be named." He's like, "Sure, you want a match with Joe?" And he's like, "Yep." He's like, "All right, we'll set it up for next week." He's good. And then the funniest scene to me of all of SmackDown, Miz turns around and there's R-Truth, and he spins around in classic Joe Hendry style and goes, "I believe in Joe Pesci."
Oh!
And looking at him like, what the hell? And the Miz just walks off and he turns to Nick Aldis. He goes, "Man, that's almost as bad as when I touched your balls, your English balls." And Nick Aldis is like, straightens his thing and just walks away from R-Truth and leaves him there. R-Truth, of course, has a big smile on his face.
I'm just so happy that
what up,
R-Truth,
thanks for jumping in. What's up?
I'm just so happy that R-Truth was able to find a new childhood hero now that John Cena is retired.
It's now Joe Hendry.
Yep, that poor little Jimmy has someone to look up to again.
Oh my goodness. That's just, like I said, it's just an amazing bit. I love it, and I can't wait to see an actual match between Joe Hendry and The Miz, because it will be. All right, so the next story up is about those dang Mysterios, as Rey Mysterio and Rey Fenix, the two Rays, faced off against Dirty Dom and El Grande Americano at yesterday's AAA Guerrera de Titans. And I can officially say, according to Google, that Rey Mysterio and Rey Fenix defeated Dominic Mysterio and El Grande Americano in the main event, AAA's Guerrera de Titans. Ray, for those of you wondering what was Ray and Ray doing together, it was originally supposed to be the Lucha Bros, but I guess Penta hadn't been cleared, but he has been cleared since, so they stuck Ray in the match, and Penta actually ended up interfering. It was originally scheduled to team with Rey Fenix, but was out with the injury towards the end of the match. El Grande Americano attempted to pass a foreign object to Dominic, but Penta intercepted him and used the object to headbutt Dominic. This interference allowed Rey Mysterio to hit the signature 619 and secure a pinfall victory. So we may be getting our Rey versus Dominic for the AAA
Mega
Championship. So, oh wow! It says after the match, an angry Dominic Mysterio showed El Grande Americano. Shoved him away and walked out alone. El Grande Americano then shook hands with Rey Mysterio, Phoenix, and Penta. He moved at the crowd, cheered, and indicated potential face turn for Americano. Oh, in AAA, not necessarily on. That's going to be interesting for people who watch both. He'll be a face when he goes there, but a heel when he comes here. That'll be really interesting. Yeah. But yeah, your thoughts on that match, and also the replacement of Penta with Ray.
I mean, they had to do what they had to do, because of Penta's shoulder injury. God, what is it with the plague of shoulder injuries in WWE now?
I don't know. Maybe it's almost like,
it's almost like, doing high spots every time leads to awkward landings on
injuries.
Too high on the back or neck and shoulders. Yeah.
That's all it takes.
I mean,
you could be
it's a mystery.
You could be the next Big E. Like, I hate to say it like that. Like, I'm not even saying that in a rude way, but like, all it takes is doing something a fraction of an inch off, wrong, and next thing you know, you're sitting in front of a camera instead of wrestling in the ring. Exactly. Not many people get to retire fully healthy like Adam Pearce did. Mm-hmm. Like, I saw a video with him the other day I follow him on Facebook, and he posted a video in response to somebody's comment about like, no, when I retired, I was fully healthy. I still could have gone another 5 years. He goes, I just retired because I was done.
Yep.
he was like, I was like, wow, that's interesting. Never knew that about him. I figured he had retired because of an injury as well.
Yep.
Now, a man that did not, that should have retired due to injury but did not, has chosen to part ways with WWE, and that is WWE legend and Hall of Famer Mick Foley.
Mick Foley.
Dude Love, Cactus Jack, whatever you want to call him.
Mankind.
Yeah, and I'm with him on his reason why. Like,
Yeah.
I still watch WWE for the show, so on and so forth. But their association with the current administration, he cannot associate himself with that.
Right. And
I understand that completely.
Absolutely, 100% agree with Mick. And this is going to hurt him, but it's also going to hurt WWE to a greater extent, I think. Because while I'm sure that WWE has the trademark to all of Mick Foley's characters,
Yeah.
For purposes of video games, so we're not going to have Mankind delisted from 2K25 or further games, however long this goes. But it's not going to be his voice.
Yeah.
So, and he's also this is one of the best ambassadors outside of the roster for the brand.
Yeah.
And so, I applaud Mick for taking this moral stand. A lot of the internet is also applauding Mick for this. One of the most frequent comments I see is that, so the dude that's literally broken his back multiple times is the one in pro wrestling that has the spine.
Yeah. He is somebody that deserves the respect that he's getting, and he will continue to get it. And only, like, for me, I think it's a null sum, so to speak, to use statistical terms. I don't think it hurts Nick in a major way, other than he no longer is on his Legends contract, so he's no longer receiving a check from WWE. But if they sell any of his merch, they still have to pay him
royalties.
Royalties. So he's still going to be getting paid. And I'm pretty sure he's got money from his comedy tour and his book tour, so it's not really going to have a huge impact on his income. And for them, they still have the ability to use his likeness as the other characters that he played. So they lose from the sense of like a moral standard, but they've already lost that by aligning themselves. I don't think they lose any more than they've already lost.
But let's look at, really, this could be a first step.
Yeah.
Whereas, if Mick's got the guts to do this, then, what if some of the other retired legends, stand up to? I mean, we know Batista's down for progressive causes.
But here's the thing about it is Batista, like, the type of people who would do it haven't been associated with WWE recently.
Right.
I have as big of an impact. Like, Dave Batista is still talked about within WWE, but he actually hasn't been associated with anything WWE in like almost a decade.
Yeah, I understand.
And I get what you're saying. Like, this may start a trend, but I doubt we're ever going to get to a point where we see like wrestlers walking.
Oh no.
You know what I'm saying? Like the company, like I said, the company will take the, how do you say, the public hit,
right?
The hit to their image. They're willing to take that because they bounced back from worse. The scandal with Vince the first time, the scandal with Vince the second time, the scandal with Vince the third time. You know what I'm saying? They're pretty used to bouncing back from some bad publicity.
Yeah.
But I don't see it having. I think this was something that is a Mick thing. Not to say that there shouldn't be more people willing to take that lead,
Right.
But I don't think there will be. I think
No.
that the people that are associated, like Kevin Nash, Kevin Nash is going to do what Kevin Nash does, which is he's going to keep cashing that check, and he's just going to talk shit about WWE when he feels like it, and call him out for bullshit on his podcast. He doesn't care, Okay, take my Legends contract. I can give a shit, Like it doesn't matter to people like him. So you may see people like him start distancing themselves, but a lot of the other people, like some of these cats, these Legends contracts are why they can still afford to, pay their
Exactly.
bills and all that. So parting ways with WWE is despite how much morally they may want to do it, isn't in their best financial interest,
Right?
Because they don't really have another major revenue source outside of their Legends contract.
Right. But then you've also got the situation over at AEW with Hangman Adam Page. Yeah, Adam Page wearing the Fuck Ice T-shirt.
Well, he wasn't the one that wore it. It was somebody else that wore it, and then he commented and said then I think after that he did. But the original person that wore it was I think Brody King was the original wrestler for AEW that wore the F Ice T-shirt. Yeah,
but that's it's still an example of a current talent wearing something very politically progressive in the ring in a very, very conservative space in there. So that could, it's just sort of just like building. And, this isn't going about turning this into anti-conservatives or any anti-specific political party. It's more about a realization of what's going on, in that these things, no matter who's in charge, are wrong. They are wrong to say, they are wrong to perform. It's not showing any of the things that we pride ourselves on as Americans.
That's it.
Yeah.
Good. Shout out to Mick. Love him.
Love
everything.
Always.
Keep it up.
Yep.
So, all right. That takes us out of wrestling and into Tech Tinker's favorite part of the show. All right, video game review. All right, so first we're going to start out with a story, interesting story about a Twitch streamer who pulled out of a Fortnite creator program over Harry Potter collab, citing J.K. Rowling's transphobia.
Yep. So, Twitch streamer and drag queen Annie Crevice pulled out from the Fortnite creator program and announced that she is pulling out of the Fortnite creator program over the collaboration between Fortnite and the Harry Potter IP.
Really?
Yes. And she explained, I've had my code officially disabled as I do not want to endorse or associate with a game that uses IP from Harry Potter. Any Harry Potter IP proceeds directly fund harming trans people such as myself. Please don't buy it. Yeah.
He said, lame. I love the Harry Potter thing. We all know you love it.
Yeah.
I can understand. You in life, period, no matter which side of the line you stand on, at a certain point in life, you have to draw a line.
Yeah.
And for different people, it's different places. And this just happened to be for those creators. This just happened to be their line in the sand. Like, I can't do this.
Yeah.
I'll go to that.
Yeah. It's definitely, and it's about, there's a certain amount of moral compromise we need to deal with every day. I mean, I'm not the only one with a smartphone.
Yeah.
I'm not the only one who understands that to make that smartphone requires materials that are provided from some of the worst human rights abusing countries in the world. Okay, it's not blood diamonds anymore. It's basically blood rare earths. That's literally how it's going. And that sales of those minerals fund horrible people. But at the same time, it's like, it is what it is. Let's keep the focus on what is being done.
What can be controlled.
What can be controlled. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. And this is something that this person is able to control, and is also something that consumers are able to control.
Yeah.
In there. And truth is that J.K. Rowling is a objectively horrible person.
Yeah. You don't want to support that, but also at the same time, it kind of is what it is. You like what you like.
Right.
And according to Tech Tinkers, he loves Harry Potter and he's cool with trans folks. So Quidditch on. There you go.
And that's fine. That's all good, Tech. Because you are a good person.
Yes.
So
all right.
It just seems that the deeper we get into the expanded Harry Potter lore, the more really dark, really problematic stuff comes up in there that's personally approved by Miss Rowling herself.
So, that's why they J.K. Rowling may be one of those people where it's one of those people where it's just like there's good and bad in the world. It all exists. So sometimes
try to enhance the good while
diminishing
the bad. Yeah.
All right. So next up is another crazy ride you're going to take us on with Sony and Tencent. Quietly agreed to a confidential settlement as Horizon Zero Dawn clone game Light of Motorium disappears from stream in Epic stores.
Motorium, yes. Yes. So the confidential. So this is hopefully the end of the Epic lawsuit that's been happening. Not Epic as in Epic Games, although we'll get into that. But as we reported and talked about last weekend, there was an agreement in light of the judge's order. Tencent agreed to stop promotion, stop public testing, for Live Motorum until the case is decided one way or the other. We don't know who proposed the current settlement in there, whether it came from Sony or whether it came from Tencent. Just with the information that I had, I think that Tencent has decided to cut its losses. And so Light of Motorum is gone from both Steam and Epic Game Store. And so, I think that Tencent figured that this is a battle that they are ultimately going to lose. And with all the injunctions, they had no hope for a cash grab while everything was still in court. And they decided to not go in with the sunk cost fallacy.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Here we go. Let's see. Hold 1 second. I have to take that. I don't know who's calling me. Leave a message. Show. All right. Our next topic up is for those of you looking forward to Marvel's Wolverine in 2026. on the gaming systems. It says there's a few things what to expect from it. Likely be packed with reveals. Marvel Spider-Man 2 could be the model for Wolverine's gameplay demo. So if you played Spider-Man 2, you'll be pretty familiar with that. Wolverine is likely to keep some surprises close to its vest, of course. Let's see. Predicting the official release date of Marvel Wolverine says Spider-Man 2, October 20. September, October, and November of next year is what they're looking at. So September 18th. On Friday, September 18th is what they're guessing on GameRant.com. So what are you thinking about that game, Dave? Think it's going to be worth it?
Well, first of all, we do have confirmation of some of the people who are going to be in there. Deborah Wilson is going to be voicing Callisto.
All right.
Brett Gibson going to be voicing Sabretooth.
Okay.
And Jolien Kim will be voicing Lady Deathstrike.
Nice. I like that character. I'm sad that they brought her back in image, but not and she didn't have any lines in Deadpool and Wolverine. She was there. She was there fighting on the side of Cassandra
Nova.
Cassandra Nova. Yeah. She just didn't have any lines. She just kind of existed in the background.
Oh, and we do have a screenshot from a rear three-quarter perspective of Logan in flannel shirt, blue jeans, cowboy boots, and white Stetson, walking up to the Princess Bar.
Okay.
So we're going to get some Madripoor action in there too. But
nice.
I am all up. I mean, this is Insomniac that we're talking about with their Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man Miles Morales. That is just an iconic franchise that they did compared to Quantum Dream, Square Enix's Avengers.
Yeah.
So
that was an okay game, but wasn't
wasn't great. Wasn't over great. Not the same way that Spider-Man was, where Spider-Man really showed how you can be creative within an IP. You can still remain faithful to an IP, but you can also make changes that feel new in an IP.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
So September 26th is when Game Rant predicts they'll be releasing the game. We'll see what the actual release date is, but it will be sometime next year. Next to last story for us this evening is what's up?
Not quite the last. The last. But go ahead. We'll go on.
I said the next to last. Yeah, we still got one more after this.
Yeah.
All right. TGA's Game of the Year winner disqualified from another game award show over Gen AI use. Seems like the Claire Obscure Expedition 33 has officially been disqualified from the Indie Game Awards 2025 after developer Samfall Interactive confirmed the game's use of generative AI in its development. 6-1 Indie, the creators of the Indie Game Awards, announced that this use of generative AI has disqualified Claire Obscure Expedition 33 from receiving the 2 awards it won during the show on December 18th, which will now go to the runners-up.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys want people out there being punished for using AI?
I don't blame it. Yeah. It sucks.
Yeah.
I still approve of and agree that Sandbox should not receive the 2 awards that it won that had AI influence associated with it. I don't think that ultimately will take away from what Claire Obscure is.
Right.
what it accomplishes. It's just, like, okay, don't do this in the future.
Yeah.
Okay. Because we also have in the AI debate, defenders are using it. Well, it's just a creative aid the same way that CGI is a creative aid. No, it's not. Okay. It is a shortcut. It is a way for not to be all socialist communist, but it's a way for capital to access talent without paying for the labor that developed that talent.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the kid switch. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. What did you say?
I was like, first we'll touch on what Tech Tinker said, then we'll jump into a quick side subject after we get to the last subject. Tech Tinker says, here I am with AI tied in with everything I host, and it's turning myself into a one-person dev team, getting things done in a couple of days that it would take a team years to do.
Right. And I understand that. It's still with so many friends and associates that are in creative spaces. Friends of the show, friends personally in there. I don't like the idea of cutting out the human element to that extent. And it's all where you are comfortable with. Like we just were talking about with the Harry Potter situation. It's all personally what you're comfortable with. It doesn't make you a bad person if you suggest it. It just puts us on opposite ends of, we see different things and we are comfortable with different levels of engagement. And that's not a bad thing. It's just something that we have to, as a society, we have to relearn how to engage with people we disagree with.
Well, here's
without,
the thing
without turning it into an all caps flame war.
Here's the thing that I've always said about this. No matter where you land on the AI subject, I respect your opinion. Okay, I respect how the individual feels. As far as AI taking humans' jobs, here's the thought process behind you should hire humans for everything because it's the right thing to do. Unfortunately, for today's society, flies completely in the face of what having a business is about. Having a business is about making a profit. And in order to make a profit, sometimes you have to figure out how to do things as cheaply as possible without underpaying people, basically trying to find people who will do it for $10, $12 an hour when you really should be paying $30 an hour. Outside of that, the only other way to do it is through things like AI. It sucks, but that's where AI and business and all of that can get coming together kind of crashes into this storm, because businesses have a right to want to put out their product for the cheapest amount possible to be able to maximize their profits. Humans have a right to want to work. It's two immovable objects as opposed to unstoppable thing versus immovable object. It's two immovable objects because both have their place. But I say at the same time, I think somewhere in the middle of all of that is this happy ground that we have yet to find, where AI doesn't advance. We set up laws and barriers to make sure AI doesn't advance past a certain point, and for the time being, and then AI becomes more of a tool than an employee.
Right.
But until those regulations can come down fairly, that we're just
right. Because I agree with it, and I'm going to go a little bit beyond that. It's not just humans having a right to work.
Yeah.
It is our society, global society. This isn't a rant about any type of economic model. This is a universal truth. Human society now is geared around an individual being productive, earning a living, rather than just simply being able to exist.
Yeah.
I mean, I could, if I wanted to, I have the resources to just simply, live without cash, without anything, and exist on solely a barter existence, converting my property into something productive, me working that without having to interact with the greater economy.
Yeah.
I've said that with the friends and associates that I have and the collective knowledge, within a year of society crashing, I can have a town built with these people that is totally self-reliant and doesn't need anything beyond that.
Yeah.
And that's what society is brainwashed into, in that you have to earn your living. No, you have to earn your living to live in society, rather than you having the option to participate in society or not.
Well, I won't go into too much detail because we don't want to get too far off topic, but
right.
I would disagree that you don't have the option. I know plenty of people who choose to live off the grid, who choose to, but the one thing that's going to stay commonality between them all is no matter where you're at, whether you're on the grid or off the grid, unless society has completely collapsed, you need money. And in order to get other people to give you money, you have to work. And so it's just a functional part of where we have society. Now, could you function if you gathered a group of people who were willing to basically eliminate the necessity for money? Each person is like, one person grows veggies, the other person like herds cattle, like everybody provides a certain thing to the town and to the group. Yeah, you could completely survive like that. It wouldn't be that expensive, but you would have to have money going into the situation to set up base things. You know what I'm saying? Base structures to your society. But could you do it? Yeah, it could be done. Right. But unfortunately, in today's society, if you're going to live amongst the rest of society, you have to be able to work, you know, or at least in some way bring in some kind of income.
Right. And, if you're willing to live completely on contribution and barter, whether that barter be physical products or whether that barter be art products, then you can survive without money and other things. But let's get back on. AI continues to be a nuanced debate with many facets that we all need to talk about and discuss, including the uncomfortable fact of how the people who ultimately own and control AI are shaping AI in a way to eliminate physical human effort and labor in order to save them money.
And that's the aspect of it where I get it. Like, I get both sides of it. Like, I get people being upset about that, but that's also how capitalism and business works. Right. A business is supposed to run on the least amount of money possible so that what you're bringing in, you can maximize what you're profiting off.
Nothing against our boy Tech here. This is not an argument against his business plan. This is an argument against people like Musk, like Bezos, like Altman-Fried, who are all at the top of the AI chain, with literally millions of employees under them, depending on those jobs. And those employees being replaceable by full automation.
It sucks, but it could be the way that we're leaning for certain industries.
There needs to be some amount of human effort put into the product, or the entire principle of capitalism, the entire principle of an economy, which is that labor is the ultimate source of all wealth. That just collapses.
And I wouldn't say, I think it changes it. But like I said, we'll get into that debate later. I don't think it collapses, but I think it definitely changes the market, because I think that there are jobs that could be replaced by humans. Like, think Homer Simpson, or about AI. Think Homer Simpson at the nuclear plant. The dude literally sat there for 8 hours a day to press a button maybe twice.
Right.
So that's a job that an AI or something else could do, and that company could save thousands of dollars.
But where does the line happen? Where are we talking about the Homer Simpson or George Jetson button pressing? Or where do we stop it before it gets to AI motivated humanoid robots replacing coal miners or miners in general? Because when you look at how Musk's Optimus line is being pitched to the public, he's pitching it as a solution to physically hazardous labor. Now, that sounds great.
Doesn't sound like a bad idea.
It sounds great.
I get it. People feed their families, but I would much rather you find another way to feed your family than out there killing yourself.
Right.
Like doing this job.
But my point is that, what is the definition of a physically hazardous job? Where do you go from something that is obviously physically hazardous, such as mining, such as chemical production, such as automobile production? Where do you go from that to a job like janitorial service? Anyone who says that's not physically hazardous, that's long-term physically hazardous. If on the body, it wears and tears the body down. Where do we stop? Where do we decide the line? Because it's such an open-ended statement. Physically hazardous labor.
Well, that's the thing about it, is that all of his robots are, at least initially, are not going to be able to do every physical. Because like trying to work out on an oil rig in the middle of a friggin' hurricane in the middle of the water, that robot that he built is not going to survive that. It's going to get blown right off the deck, and it's going to shut down.
Currently.
Right.
But the developmental trend is headed that way. That's my point. We are just barreling towards down this road that we don't know where it goes, that has not been properly charted out or vetted. All we see is that, hey, this is a road heading towards somewhere shiny. For all we know, this is going to end abruptly in a cliff that we have no warning about.
And that's
we need to think about what could be ahead.
And that's where I have faith in life itself to autocorrect. Because throughout all of history, as humans have barreled into advancing in technology, et cetera, they always ended up hitting this wall that forces them to roll back and kind of figure things out again. And we will hit that wall with AI. Like I said, we're potentially 100 years away from anything like Skynet. Like you know what I'm saying? Like, I think the technology is there. I think the people capable of creating it are not there. Like we don't understand enough about AI. Not even Elon Musk, as smart as he claims to be, and I will constantly say that instead of saying as smart as he is, because from what I've heard from the multiple people that have dealt with him, he's not as intelligent as everybody seems to think he is. He's not as much of a genius. But as smart as he is, I just think that there will come a point in which, or not come a point, but he's still a long way off from generating anything close to a Skynet or something like that.
I will agree. I think the timeline is shorter than you think, based on what I've heard from my friends who are in the computer industry and understand the state of computer development and technology.
And don't doubt me, I believe that the capability is there.
Yeah.
But I don't think we're there yet.
Right. I want to get us to start thinking about what's going on before we end up with what's called the singularity, which is the moment that we allow automation to develop and design itself.
We're already there.
But even further along, we have not yet turned over AI to fully develop itself. It still requires certain human inputs. But even then, that human input, that is a line item cost that your average MBA does not understand. All they see is, well, that's $100,000 a year that can go into executive bonuses. Bye.
I wouldn't say that. As a person on the road to getting an MBA, not everybody that has an MBA.
I agree, and that is a typecast, yes.
Yeah.
But
no, I josh it.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, yeah, like is AI headed somewhere scary? Yes. But I don't know. My life has taught me that right before we get to the really scary part, the fates have a tendency to autocorrect. They have a tendency to start moving in a better direction.
I'm just saying. We'll see. I'm just saying. I'm already pre-registered for the Butlerian Jihad. So.
All right. So our final subject is after 25 years after its launch, the bizarre Dreamcast feature was just discontinued. So let's see what that was. This is a company how it race altogether embraces new third-party developer, but even in depth, one bizarre feature of its internet browser. So they are putting it Planet Web. They are putting it into the Planet Web 3.0 internet browser that was usable with the Dreamcast. After all these years, it is going away.
Yep, Google is not supporting the Dreamcast web browsers anymore.
Wow. Damn you, Google. What if I okay, we get it. We get it.
How about damn you Sega for no longer producing physical hardware? So you could update all this.
Oh man, but I guess that's as bad as Windows 10, like in every Windows 10 across America trying to force you to get Windows 11. Like, you ready to upgrade? Hey, dude, you just turned off your computer yesterday and turned it on today. You ready to upgrade to Windows 11 now? or as my computer keeps telling me, you need a better processor, baby, because we need to get you on that Windows 11. And I'm like, no, we don't. Windows 10 is fine. No, baby, we
got fresh upgrade.
Yeah. We need to get you onto that Microsoft Windows 11, baby. Yeah. They know what they're doing up there, baby. They do.
Yeah. and while you're at it, you want to feel even better? Well, let's go with how about a little processor upgrade? How about a new graphics card? How about
Oh my goodness. He says Microsoft is starting to brick previous Windows versions now because of Nintendo's winning their being able to brick systems.
Yeah. With Nintendo able to brick systems, that's going to be coming to Xbox relatively soon, and Sony too. I mean, let's face it. Which, when it gets into the PC range, Yeah, that's no es bueno.
No es bueno. No, no. You will not force me to this Windows 11. I bought a laptop with Windows 11. I hate it. I hate it, hate it, hate it. You will not force me to use Windows 11 on the computers that I use the most.
Yeah, more importantly, you cannot get me to use your POS web browser.
Yeah, they keep trying.
No, I don't want to use Bing. No, I don't want to use
Opera browser.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, I know it's Opera.
I'm even trying to be less reliant on Google. Okay, and I'm generally cool with Google.
Yeah,
okay.
Google ties my life together. I ain't gonna lie to you. Google ties everything together.
Yep.
So.
Do I wish I didn't? Absolutely. Am I capable of developing my own web browser and server system? Absolutely not.
Here's the funny thing for me is that I'm buying my final. I'm probably in the next year going to be buying my final piece of my Google transformation. I'll probably be getting rid of my Samsung Galaxy S21 and replacing it with a Google Pixel 8. Because I love, even though it's the same technology as far as the hardware goes, but
yeah,
Google will then have control of my phone as well. Google is actually the only reason why I can transfer everything from one phone when I buy a new phone.
Exactly.
Because all I got to do is sign back into Google, and then Google downloads everything from my own phone onto my new phone. So, yeah, I'm a Googleite. I can't. I could probably run without it, but I'm a Googleite. Well, I'll say, all right.
So before we totally leave the video game arena, something that has recently popped up on my radar is that recently Bethesda held a closed door update for Starfield. What their plans for Starfield are, and Starfield 2.0 going through, with a general consensus among those who attended that closed door meeting, that we're going to get an update at Microsoft at Xbox Developer Direct in January.
January, huh?
Yeah, so that's going to have not just rumored to have Starfield 2.0 in it, but they're going to have updates on Fable and Forza Horizon 6.
Nice.
But they're also Microsoft is looking to spread out announcements for games throughout the year. So we'll see. We'll definitely keep an eye on that. And of course, NDAs are in effect. But a lot of the Starfield insiders who are not part of Bethesda, they said that what they saw it has them very hopeful for Starfield and the future.
Awesome. I started playing the game. I haven't made it far.
Yeah.
I haven't made it through the first tier of missions.
Yep.
All right. So anything else?
Just a general rumor that should have brought this up during the legal discussion, but Guerrilla Games and Sony have already begun production on Horizon 3.
Horizon 3, nice.
That is in development currently as we speak. So we'll see.
That's right. That's right. All right. So that'll close out our video game segment for the day. And that only leaves us with one segment left, and that is where can we find you next? Where normally the three of us discuss where you can find us next on the First GenXers broadcast network. This week it'll just be the two of us. Dave, why don't you kick us off?
I will be back on tonight on the night shift, back with Horizon Forbidden West. I know that I've been kind of squirrely on the updates and streams. I apologize for that. Had to go through another depression cycle reset for my brain. So doing better, feeling better, pushing forward. So we'll see that tonight.
And for me, as usual, I will be back in a little over an hour and a half with the classroom right here. With tonight, it will be O'Malley and Suave tapping in. So we got a lot to talk about, from that Jake Paul fight to weekend NFL Week 16 action to the NBA Cup. So be sure to join us at 6 p.m. right here on First GenXers Twitch or WKKW YouTube or the First GenXers YouTube. Wherever you watch us, I hope you enjoy. But we will be back then. Any last words for him, Dave?
Nope. Yeah, and just a saint. If
better.
you are under assault from the minions of Nurgle, just let me know, and I can send out a call to send some Astartes your way to cleanse the house.
There you go. Oh man. All right. Y'all have a blessed day. Tech Tinkers, as always, brother, thank you so much for the fun that you add to our comment section and to the show. We appreciate you. To everybody else who tapped in, Wood, we saw your comment, and glad you tapped in. And also, who else was it? Just saw the comment here. Okay. Oh, the Kid Switch 717 asked, what do we think about aliens? I think we're both on the same page that they exist. They're just not going to reveal themselves to us for a while. And like I said, Wood, thanks for tapping in as well. And also Politicking 760, thank you for tapping in. So that's everybody. It's normally Saint rates us out. I'm not doing that right now, so I will see you guys. Oh, he says, what do we think about aliens? I don't know.
Yep. Like,
right.
Aliens as a franchise or aliens as a general concept?
I don't know. It just says, what do you guys think about aliens?
I'm thinking just as a general concept. I think that there's a lot of factors in play. So, the statistics are there that there has to be life out there somewhere. There's just so many factors in play involving distance, both physical and temporal. I mean, who knows how many alien civilizations out there in our galaxy alone have already fallen in there. And, there's the semi-serious comedic, this planet looks kind of sketchy. The inhabitants are, willing to blow themselves up with nuclear armaments. We're gonna be over here, okay?
Well, the way it was said to me the first time it dawned on me is, I believe I heard Neil deGrasse Tyson quote this. I don't know who the original person that said it was, but I believe I've heard him quote it, where he said, there are millions of galaxies. When you look up in the sky, there are millions of galaxies out there.
With billions of stars.
With billions of stars and planets, etc. So to think in any measure that we are the only life forms to exist in all of this would be mighty narcissistic of us.
Yep.
So from that moment forward, I've always said, I know they're out there. Just I can see why, looking at our world the way it is, I can see why they chose to stay away. But that'll do it for us this week. RuneScribe, take care. We'll see you next week. Y'all have a great evening. Be blessed. And as one of my favorite creators always says, have the day you deserve. Peace.
Yeah.